video, I wanted to share with you 3 tips that I learned on our recent field trip to Washington, D.C. So I'll not take real long here. I just wanted to share these 3 things with you. I hope they would help you maybe if you're planning a trip there. We only had just a short amount of time to be there, just 2 days, so we didn't get to see everything that D.C. has to offer, but there were some things that we knew were important, and so I just wanted to share with you what I learned, and I think these 3 things helped us to really get the most out of our time there, and I just have zero regrets about these decisions that I made. So the first one is all about parking and a website that I learned about called SpotHero, and of course you can get the app. So there it is, called SpotHero, and I'd never heard of it, but when I was trying to figure out what we were going to do about parking, we knew on the first day that we were not going to be able to take the metro or mess with any of the public transportation because we were getting there kind of later in the day, and so we just wanted to park as close as we could to the first Smithsonian museum that we were going to start at. And so when I came across this website, I just thought it was so nice because I could put in the address as to where we wanted to start, and it just gave me the closest garages that had spots available, and you can pick your time, you know, like if you want to come at noon and leave at 10, you could arrange your time there and pay accordingly, and everything was paid for and reserved online. And so then I got a receipt with a little QR code, and all we did was just scan that when we went in the garage and then scan it when we came back out, and we didn't have to worry about getting a parking ticket or paying our cash at that time. It was already paid for before we ever left on the trip. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that would help if you're trying to figure out what to do about parking. Of course, you can use that, I'm sure, in any city that you go to. The first parking spot that I reserved, I realized later that the clearance was too low for our minivan, so I had to cancel that one, and it was super easy to do. I just called and told them that I needed my money back, and they were very good about it, and I got the email right away confirming that that was canceled and got a refund. So anyway, it was real easy to change that after I realized I had made a mistake, and then I got it right the second time. But anyway, that's my first tip I wanted to share with you, SpotHero. I will link it in the description below. Then the second tip I wanted to share with you was we made our reservations for Ford's Theater ahead of time and paid for that ahead of time, and I just believe that that gave us some structure for our day. Of course, I know that's common sense that you can reserve your tickets in a lot of places that you go ahead of time, but you can see here's my receipt here and the little code that they scanned, and so it just gave me peace of mind to have these. We had 5 of these for our family, to have them in our hand ahead of time, because we knew that morning of the second day that we were going to be at the Capitol building at 10:30, and it took a little longer being there and eating and just seeing everything. It just took a lot longer than I realized because of all the crowds, and so when we came out of there, we were limited on time to get over to Ford's Theater, but again, having our tickets in hand gave us peace of mind. All we had to do was just get ourselves there, and when we got there, the line was forming outside the building, and we just got in line. Didn't have to go inside and try to figure out, you know, what we were going to do or how much to spend and all that for our family to be able to tour Ford's Theater. So that was the second tip that I really think helped us, and I have zero regrets about how we arranged our trip because I think that really helped. And then the third thing I wanted to tell you about that really helped us to be able to plan our trip was about a YouTube channel with tour guide Rob. It's called Trip Hacks DC. Again, I will link that in the description below. I hope you'll go check him out. He gave all sorts of valuable information on his channel. Me and my children and my husband, we all watched it for a few days before we left on our trip, and it helped us to just be more relaxed in a lot of ways because we already knew what we were expecting as far as the metro, getting on and off, purchasing our Smart Trip cards, just getting around the city, and he gave us a lot of helpful hints of things to do and things not to do, especially with the metro. It is crowded, people are busy. We have a special needs daughter, and so sometimes that can be a little stressful for her, and so we learned or planned ahead of time based on what we learned from his channel, how to handle things with her and keeping our other children close by so that no one got lost or afraid or anything like that. So that was the third tip that I wanted to share with you. I hope that helps you if you're planning on taking a trip to the DC area. We thoroughly enjoyed everything, and you can check me out on Instagram at WeHeartSmarts. You can see some of our pictures there. I hope you go check that out. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm Stephanie, and I'll see you next time.